Namaste. Welcome to this global online Ramlila festival. It's the first of its kind in the world. It's going to bring together countries from around the world to perform Ramlila, this Ram Katha, as told in two styles. You will see the dramatic theatrical style or the Natya Dharmi style, and then you'll see the Lokadharmi style, Maidani, in the open air. The last one is a kind of very old style of performing that's still present in countries like Trinidad, Suriname and Fiji, and in many parts of North India. So this is the first of its kind in the world. And because of the COVID-19, many places will be unable to perform the Leelas they normally do. So Ayodhya Research Institute has decided to put together videos from the different parts of the world where they perform the Ramlila and to showcase for you the different styles. The Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts will also be joining with the Ayodhya Research Institute in sharing their archives of different performances that they have recorded across India, Southeast Asia, and even Russia. So I invite you to enjoy this festival for nearly 30 days.
रामायण सतकोट या पारा। रामायण कितने रूपों में कहाँ कैसे विस्तारित है, अयोध्या शोध संस्थान से शोध करते हुए जो निष्कर्ष मिल रहे हैं वो अत्यंत आश्चर्यजनक हैं। कलिंग युद्ध के बाद पहली बार भारतीय संस्कृति का माइग्रेशन दूसरे देशों में हुआ। अगर आप भारत के नक्शे को ध्यान से देखें तो जो पूर्वी तट है हमारा, उड़ीसा, तमिल और आंध्र प्रदेश, पश्चिम बंगाल, वहाँ से जो कला हमारी कलिंग युद्ध के बाद 200-300 ईस्वी पूर्व से जो विस्तार हुआ, तो साउथ ईस्ट एशिया में वो सारे कला रूप हमें मिलते हैं।
भारत के हर राज्य में, हर भाषा में रामलीला का आयोजन होता है और दुनिया के अंदर भी लगभग हर भाषा में, हर देश के अंदर रामलीला का मंचन किसी न किसी रूप में होता है।
राम सब जगह है, राम सबके। इसलिए राम भारत की अनेकता में एकता के सूत्र है। साथियों, दुनिया कितने ही देश राम के नाम का वंदन करते हैं। वहां के नागरिक खुद को श्री राम से जुड़ा हुआ मानते हैं। विश्व की सर्वाधिक मुस्लिम जनसंख्या जिस देश में है वो है इंडोनेशिया। वहां हमारे देश की तरह काकानीन रामायण, स्वर्णदीप रामायण, योगेश्वर रामायण जैसी कई अनूठी रामायण, राम आज भी वहां पूजनीय है। कंबोडिया में रमकेर रामायण है, लाओ में तालाब रामायण है, मलेशिया में हिकायत शेरी राम, तो थाईलैंड में रामाकेन है। आपको ईरान और चीन में भी राम के प्रसंग तथा राम कथाओं का विवरण है।
Namaskar. I am Sadhana Mohan, dance teacher of Dansschool Satrangi from Suriname. On behalf of Stichting Ramayana and Ramlila Foundation Suriname, we did a small adaptation of the Ramayana. We did a few parts of Ram Hanuman Milan, the Vaners in search of Sita Mata, and Bali and Sugriv fight. Jai Shri Ram.
தாம் 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 கிடதக தத்தோடங்க தக்குத்தா தீம் 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 கிடதக தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தாம் 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 கிடதக தத்தோடங்க தக்குத்தா தீம் 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 கிடதக தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தாம் 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 கிடதக தத்தோடங்க தக்குத்தா தீம் 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 கிடதக தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தாம் 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 கிடதக தத்தோடங்க தக்குத்தா தீம் 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 கிடதக தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தாம் 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 கிடதக தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தீம் 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 கிடதக தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தாம் 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 கிடதக தத்தோடங்க தக்குத்தா தீம் 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 கிடதக தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தாம் 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 கிடதக தத்தோடங்க தக்குத்தா தத்தோடக தாம் 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 தீம் 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 தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தத்தோடக தாம் 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 தீம் 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 தகதோடங்க தக்குத்தா தித்தித்தை தித்தித்தக திகுதோ ஹஸ்தங்க திகுதக திகுதோ ஹஸ்தங்க திகுதோ ஹஸ்தங்க ஹஸ்தங்க தித்தித்தை தித்தித்தரி திகுதோ ஹஸ்தங்க திகுதக திகுதோ ஹஸ்தங்க திகுதோ ஹஸ்தங்க ஹஸ்தங்க குத்த கிட்ட கிண்ண தொங்க தத்தோடக தாம் தாம் செய் தோதி குத்தக்க தோதோடக தாம் தாம் தோம் தாம் தாம் தீம் தீம் கிடதக தத்தோடங்க தக்குத்தா மூஷிக வாகன மோதக ஹஸ்த சாமர கர்ண விலோபித சூத்ர வாமன ரூப மகேஸ்வர புத்திர விக்ன விநாசக பத நமஸ்தே பாத நமஸ்தே ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಮೋದಕ ಕಸ ಚಾಮರ ಕರ್ಣ ವಿಲಂಬಿತ ಸೂತ್ರ ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಮೋದಕ ಕಸ ಚಾಮರ ಕರ್ಣ ವಿಲಂಬಿತ ಸೂತ್ರ ದಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತ 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 ತರಿರಕತ್ತ ಕುದ ಗಿಡ ಗಿಡ ತಗದೋ ದೋಟಗದ ಹೋದೋಟಗದ ವಾಮನ ರೂಪ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಪುತ್ರ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಪಾದ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ವಾಮನ ರೂಪ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಪುತ್ರ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಪಾದ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಪಾದ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಪಾದ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ನಮಸ್ತೆ
taka junno taka dim taka junno tak kadaka tarikida dum tak kadaka tarikida dum taka dim taka junno taka dim taka junno tak kadaka tarikida dum tak kadaka tarikida dum taka dim taka junno tak kadaka tarikida dum taka dim taka junno tak kadaka tarikida dum tak kadaka tarikida dum tak kadaka tarikida dum tarikida dum tarikida dum tarikida dum tarikida dum tak kadaka tarikida dum ta tak kadaka tarikida dum tai tak kadakadakadum tak kadakadakadum ta tak kadakadakadum tai tak kadakadakadum tak kadakadakadum ta ta tak kadakadakadum tai tai tak kadakadakadum tam tam kitta takkachannu ting kitta takkachannu tam kitta takkachunnu ting kitta takkachunnu tam kitta takkachunnu tam kitta takkachunnu ting
जय हनुमान जय श्री राम बलि जय हनुमान जय रघुवर राम जय हनुमान जय रघुवर राम प्रभु श्री राम जय हनुमान प्रभु श्री राम जय हनुमान राम बिना हनुमान अधूरे हनुमान बिना श्री राम प्रभु श्री राम जय हनुमान प्रभु श्री राम जय हनुमान मन हनुमंता राम विराजे रोम रोम में राम ही छाजे राम राम में राम ही छाजे राम हृदय में बसे हनुमंता राम नयन में हनुमत साजे राम नयन में हनुमत साजे नर रूप धारी जगत उधारी नारायण है राम संकट हारी असुर संहारी रुद्रावतारी हनुमान आज हो रहा इनका मिलन अपलक देखे देवों के नयन अपलक देखे देवों के नयन इनके पावन महामिलन से इनके पावन महामिलन से जग का होगा महाकल्याण जग का होगा महाकल्याण जय श्री राम बोलो जय हनुमान जय श्री राम बोलो जय हनुमान
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार भरणु रघुबर विमल यश जोदायक फलचार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिकै सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केश हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिपे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिपे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया
करेंगे चलो राम का काम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। ओ राम भले के नाम करेंगे चलो राम का काम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। राम ही शक्ति राम ही भक्ति हो, राम ही शक्ति राम ही भक्ति, राम पुण्य का धाम। बोलो बोलो रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। बोलो बोलो रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। राम बाण या राम दूत हो, सदा विजय ही पाया। जल सागर या भव सागर हो, राम ने पार कराया। राम बाण या राम दूत हो, सदा विजय ही पाया। जल सागर या सागर हो, जल सागर या भव सागर हो, राम ने पार कराया। बोलो बोलो रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। बोलो बोलो रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। धर्म की शक्ति और मर्यादा स्वयं धर्म है राम। श्री राम जय जय राम। राम नाम पाकर तैरे हैं सागर पर पाशा। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम।
नमस्कार, मैं शरद कुमार, निदेशक स्वामी विवेकानंद सांस्कृतिक केंद्र सूरीनाम। आज हमने स्टिक्टिंग रामलीला फाउंडेशन सूरीनाम की ओर से भगवान श्री राम के जीवन के राम मिलन सुग्रीव वानर युद्ध का चित्रण किया। हम आशा करते हैं कि सभी दर्शकों को ये आनंद विभोर करेगा। जय श्री राम।
तक दिन तांग तक दिन तांग तक दिन
ॐ साजं च वर्ति संयुक्तं गहिनायोगितं मया दीपं गृहाण देवेश त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहम्। So assuming a very small form, Hanumanji, he journeys to the gate of Lanka. Arriving at the gateway, Hanumanji meets with the god of Lanka, whose name was Lankini. Ayodhya Ayodhyapati Ramchandra ki jai. Lankini, seeing Hanumanji in a small form, she said to him,
"Where should you be going had he less of me? You fool, don't you know my practice that every thief hereabout is my food?" When Brahma granted Ravan his boon, he spoke to me and gave me a sign before he left. When you get discomfited by a blow from a monkey, know that it is all over.
Hanumanji listened to the words of Lankini, and so, wanting to accomplish the mission of his Lord Sri Ram, Hanumanji, he grew to his huge form, and he delivered a single blow to Lankini, and she fell flat upon the ground. बोलिए सियापति रामचंद्र की जय. Lankini realized now then that the end of the demon race would have been near. And so Hanumanji, assuming a small form, he continues his journey into the city of Lanka, Baja. Hanumanji, in a small form, he searched the entire city for signs of Devi Sita. Ayodhya Ramchandra ki jai. Hanumanji saw a very beautiful temple, a mansion with a bow and arrow painted on its wall. The name of Sri Ram was written on the walls. It was beautiful beyond words, and Hanumanji rejoiced to see tulsi leaves planted everywhere and the name Ram written on the walls. Hanumanji was filled with joy. Assuming his real form, he investigated. And Hanumanji, he began thinking that Lanka is the home of demons. How can a pious man take up his home here? And while Hanuman was reasoning within himself, Vibhishan, the younger brother of Ravan, woke up. And Vibhishan came out of his home chanting Ram Ram. And Hanumanji was delighted to find a devotee. And Hanumanji, Vibhishan, seeing Hanumanji, his heart was filled with joy. He inquired about his welfare. And Vibhishan says, "Are you Sri Ram's own servant?" O Vanna, my heart is filled with great devotion at your sight today. O are you Sri Ram himself come to meet me? Hanumanji, hearing the words of Vibhishan, Hanumanji, he told Vibhishan all about Sri Ram. As to how Sri Ram was now preparing to come to the city of Ayodhya, the city of Lanka, to find Devi Sita. Hanumanji says, listen brother, I would like to see Mother Sita. And Vibhishan, he fully explains the methods of seeing her. And the son of the wind god, he bows and takes leave of Vibhishan, and he proceeds on his errand. Assuming, again, he journeys to the Ashok gardens where Devi Sita resided, Baja. And so, hiding himself among the leaves of the trees, Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. And so Hanumanji, hiding himself among the leaves of the trees, assuming a very small form, he began thinking, what should his next move be? And then at that very moment, Ravan, all dressed up and accompanied by a number of his guards, he enters the scene where Devi Sita was seated, Baja. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. So that my heart will be filled, my mind will be filled. Just once I ask of you, and I will make you the queen of Lanka.
Listen, ten-headed, would the lotus ever bloom in the glow of a firefly? Ponder this at heart, wretch. Have you no fear of Ram's arrows? Villain, you carried me off when I was alone. Do you not feel ashamed, O vile monster?
And so hearing himself likened to a glowworm on Sri Ram the sun, Ravan became angry.
Listen, lady. Don't you know who I am? Ram is a little boy in the forest. I am Ravan, the conqueror of this entire world. Yet you don't understand. All I ask is for one look, and you have insulted me today.
So Ravan drew out his most dreaded sword, and he said,
Therefore, my child, I have given you a chance to become the queen of Lanka, but you refuse. You boast of this Ram, who is no match for me. If you don't want to do as I say, then if you don't obey me, then today I will take my sword and will sever your head. In 1 month time I give you to make up your mind, and if not, then I will do the needful.
And so Ravan, leaving his guards there to look after her, the female guards, Ravan, he returns to his throne, Baja. looked at Devi Sita and knew the sadness of her heart. In fact, this was the daughter of Vibhishan, Trijata. And so she said to Devi Sita,
at the end of this month, this vile demon will slay me. Mother, you're my only companion. Devise some plan to get rid of my body. I cannot endure this thief any longer. Build a pyre and burn my body. Who can live and bear the piercing words of this wicked demon? Listen, O young princess. No fire can be had at night. Heaven itself has turned hostile to me. In my dreams, I saw a monkey setting fire to the entire city of Lanka. As for Ravan, he was mounted on a mule without any clothes, with his both arms cut off, heading southerly direction. It so appeared in my dreams that I saw his brother Vibhishan as king of the city. The Lord Sri Ram, victory was proclaimed to him, and he sent for you, Devi. This dream shall surely be accomplished in a few days.
And so saying, Trijata instructed the rest of the female guards.
Let us all go and leave Devi Sita alone.
And so they all left with Devi Sita beneath the Ashok tree all by herself. And Sita Mata appeared as though her heart was filled with great grief upon separation from Bhagwan Ram. And she looked up at the Ashok tree, and with great pain, she says,
Have the whole world, heaven itself, turned hostile towards me? Oh Ashok tree, why don't you send a spark of fire and end my life?
And as Devi Mata said this, Hanumanji, thinking about it carefully, he dropped the ring, as though the Ashok tree would have thrown a spark in response to Sita's prayer. Sita Devi sprang up with joy as she took the ring in her hand. And she began thinking, no one can conquer the Lord, and this ring cannot be Maya. It must be real.
Who has thrown this ring? Where has it come from? Who are you? Come here. Show yourself.
Hanumanji came down from the tree, singing the praises of Bhagwan Ram.
Who are you? Where have you come from?
Hanumanji, he says, Maya, my name is Hanuman, and I am the servant of Lord Ram. I am your servant, Uma, and I am here bearing news of my Lord Shri Ram. Shri Ram is coming, and he will certainly protect you. Ever since your separation from Bhagavan, trees look like tongues of fire. Night appear as dreadful as the night of final dissolution. And the moon seems like in fact it scorches like the sun. Beds of lotuses are like spears planted on the ground for Bhagavan. If Sri Ram had any news of your whereabouts, Mata, I assure you that he would have not delayed for 1 minute. Immediately, he would have come to rescue you. And so, now that he knows of your whereabouts, Mata, rest assured that Sri Ram will be here for you. Hanumanji, he says, Ma, I am hungry, and if I have your permission, I shall go into the gardens that I saw entering here and have my fill. But Sita Mata was extremely fearful when she heard this, and she said,
My son, the gardens are guarded by fierce demons. How can a puny monkey go there? If the demons kill you, how will you carry the message to my realm?
And so Hanumanji, he placed his hands together and he says, Ma, monkeys possess no supernatural powers. But if a tiny worm can chant my Lord's name with love, then he can swallow Garud Maharaj, king of the birds. And Hanumanji, so saying, he assumed his true form. And he says, Mata, I am not afraid at all. Only if I have your approval, then I shall have my feast. And so Devi Sita blessed Hanumanji as Hanuman enters the Ashok gardens. Baja. And so, seeing Hanumanji in perfect strength and size, Devi Sita felt comfort at heart. And she blessed him to go forward, and Hanumanji, he began enjoying the fruits of the garden with his heart's delight and with his mind fixed with the lotus feet of Bhagwan Ram and the form of Sri Ram in his heart. He began partaking of fruits from the royal orchids of Lanka. Eating the fruits wasn't enough. He began breaking down the trees. A number of warriors who has been posted there as guards, they attacked Hanumanji in an effort to stop him. And seeing that he was being attacked, Hanumanji began beating the demons of Lanka. Hanumanji began killing the gods who attacked him, and those who were left alive will run away to Ravan seeking help. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. Hanumanji continued destroying the Ashok Vatika. The gods who would have rushed to Ravan in Lanka, they approached him. O Lankeshwar, they called out to him. O Lord of Lanka, please save us, please save us. What has happened? Save you from what? And so they replied by saying that a monkey has entered into the gardens, in the Ashok gardens, and so he's laying waste the entire orchid. How dare he come in my orchard and destroy it? Where is Akampan? Akampan! Come forward, my son. Akshay Kumar! Come forward, my son. Akshay, I want you to go and see who is this foolish monkey that is laying waste my orchard. Take care of him immediately. And so Prince Akshay bows to his father as he enters the Ashok Vatika Baja. single blow, he destroys Prince Akshay. Boliye Siyapati Ramachandra ki jai. Meanwhile, news would have reached Ravan that his son Prince Akshay was no longer. And Ravan, he flew into a rage when he heard of his son's death. What? No one can destroy my son. Akshay Kumar is very powerful. He's as strong as I am. What nonsense you speak. None could destroy him. Meghnad! I know my Meghnad will not fail. And so Ravan calls his fierce warrior son Meghnad. And so summoning Meghnad, Ravan instructs him, Meghnad, I want you to go to the orchard. My son Akshay was destroyed. I know you will seek the interest of Lanka and seek my interest. Go, my son. Do not destroy him. Do not kill him, but bind him, tie him, and bring him to me. I want to see who is this monkey. I want to see who is this brave monkey can come to Lanka and feel that he can match the strength and the power of Ravan. Go, my son, and bring him to me. And so bowing his head to the feet of his father, Meghnad enters the Ashok Vatika Vacha. And so, when Meghnad saw that he could not destroy Hanumanji, he fitted to his bow the arrow known as Brahmastra, the weapon which was presided over by Lord Brahma. And when Hanumanji saw this, he thought within himself that if I do not submit to Brahma's own weapon, then its eternal glory will be cast away. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. That fired that arrow which entangled Hanumanji. Syapati Ramachandra ki jai. Hanumanji, he thought to himself that if I do not submit to Brahma's own weapon, then its eternal glory will be cast away. And so keeping this in his mind, Hanumanji did not fight. And seeing this, Meghnad entangled Hanuman and he carried him off. Lord Shiva says in the heavens, O Devi Parvati, by his name alone we get moksha, is the very Hanuman who is now under bondage. When the demons heard that the monkey had been captured, they all rushed to court in order to enjoy the spectacle. But Hanumanji entered the court fearless as a lion entering into a cave. When the 10-headed Ravan saw Hanumanji standing, Ravan railed at him. But when he remembered his son's death, he felt sad and sat again. And so Ravan, he addressed Hanumanji and he says, "Who are you? You little monkey. You come to Lanka uninvited. You destroy my grove. You destroy my son. Who are you? Who are you, you little monkey? And why have you come? On whose strength? You acted upon that you would have destroyed my grove. Have you never heard of me? I am Ravan. I am the 10-headed Ravan, the conqueror of this world. Don't you know who I am? Have you no care and respect for your life? Today I will destroy you. Today, are you not afraid of losing your life? It seems not. Hence the reason why you journey and you venture into my place. And look what you have done. Hanumanji, listening to the words of Ravan, he says, Ravan, I am the messenger of he. If you recall, Ravan, by whose might Maya brings forth numberless universes. Ravan, I am his messenger, if you remember, by whose grace Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu and Bhagavan Shiva carry out their functions. Ravan, it is he who the 10-headed Seshnag supports on his head. He is the Lord of all creations. He who assumes various forms to protect the gods when they are faced with problems, Hanumanji says, Ravan. He who destroys sinners like you. It is he. It is that Ram who would have broken the unbending bow of Bhagavan Shiva. Remember well, Ravan, the very Ram who destroyed Karandushan, Trishira, the very one who put Bali to rest. And you have shamelessly stolen his wife unprotected, when no one was there like a thief, O Ravan, nor me to be his servant. Hanumanji says, you ask all of these questions, O Lankeshwar. I ate the fruits because I felt hungry. I broke the branches as any monkey would do. Your demons, they began hitting me first, so I had no choice to return blow for blow. But still, your Meghnad tied me up and brought me here. Ravan, join my palms and say to you today, take my advice. Give up your pride. Think of your lineage and return Devi Sita to Sri Ram, and the Lord will surely forgive you. Listening to the words of Hanumanji, Ravan, he flew into a rage. You little monkey! Today you come in Lanka. Look at my power. I am the 10-headed Ravan. And yet, you come to challenge me. You come to play guru. You come to give advice. I have brought Sita here to make her my queen. She will be the prize of all and the best of all. She will live happy. Look at my kingdom. It's all made with gold. And yet you come to talk about Ram. This little boy who is crying for his wife in the forest land. Today, you came here not thinking of your life. Where is Meghnad? Where is my warriors? Come on, someone! Do something quickly and put an end to this fool life. He seems as though he does not value his life. As soon as they heard this, the demons shouted for joy. But Vibhishan, Ravan's younger brother, enters. And Vibhishan, he approaches his brother Ravan Placing his hands together, Vibhishan, he says, "Hey Lankeshwar, a messenger should not be killed. We must first find some other means of punishing him, for it is unethical. It is against Rajniti, Bhaya, that we should kill a messenger."
Well, if I cannot destroy him, then tell me. You seem to be wise, my dear brother. What should we do?
So Vibhishan, he thought for a moment and he says, "Hey Lankeshwar, a monkey is very fond of his tail. I'll tell you this secret. Therefore, wrap his tail with rags, soak it in oil, and set it to fire, brother. The demons will be filled with joy to see this. It will provide great amusement for them."
Raja Ravanji! Your warriors, you would have heard what my brother said. Go quickly, gather all the oil and rags and ghee and bring it Today I will take away all this pride from this little monkey and send him back to Ram, send him back to his master without a tail.
And so, listening to the words of their king, the demons began doing exactly what was ordered, Baja. In that they began making preparations to set Hanumanji's tail on fire. so Hanumanji, he bows before her and he says, Mata, my mission has been accomplished. I must now return to my Lord and I must now give him my news. Ma? Can you give me something so that I can show my Lord as proof that I would have met you?
Hanuman, son, greet him respectively and send him this message. Though he, my Lord, have no wish unfulfilled, yet recalling your vow of kindness to the afflicted, deliver me, O Master, from my grievous distress. Repeat to him, friend, the episode of Indra's son Jayanta, and remind my Lord of the might of his arrows. If my Lord does not come here within a month, he will not find me alive.
Meanwhile, at the seashore, the army was losing hope. It would have been days now. It would have been an entire day and a night, and Hanumanji would have not returned. Is it that the demons of Lanka would have killed him? And they were all very worried. Jamwan said it is better to die here of starvation than having to return and die at the hands of Sugriv. For if we cannot find Sita, we will all surely die at the hands of Maharaj Sugriv. So it is better we stay here and we all die. And when the army was that desperate, Hanumanji bows to Devi Sita as he departs for the southern end of India at the seashore where the Vanar host were resting, Baja. Accepting the token from Devi Sita, Sutta Hanuman, the son of the wind god, begins his journey to the seashore. The Vanar army was all filled with joy to see Hanumanji. Ayodhya Patirama Chandra ki. And so the all-merciful Lord of the Raghuas embraced them with affection and asked of their welfare.
Hanuman, Jamvan, Nal, Neel, Angad. You all have returned. Is there any news of Sita?
They replied, all is well with us now, Lord, that we would have seen your lotus feet. And just then, Jamwant approached the Lord. And placing his hands together, Jamwant said, Prabhu, Bajrangbali, Pavanaputra Hanuman, the son of the wind god, Lord, we found out from some party that Devi Sita was in Lanka. Lanka was 100 yojans away, and no one was able to leap 100 yojans. But Hanumanji, saying Jai Shri Ram, Lord, he went into the city of Lanka. He met with Sursa, my Lord, and entering Lanka, he smashed Lankini to the ground. He went into the city of Lanka and he delivered your message to Devi Sita. He found her, my Lord, and then with brute force he allowed himself to be captured and taken into Ravan's court. And Prabhu, Jamwan says, Lord, he gave Ravan solid advice. And when Ravan would not heed his advice, the son of the wind god, the son of Pavandev, the son of Anjani Mata, Prabhu, he burnt Lanka to ashes and he returned to us. And Sri Ram, listening to the words of Jamwant, his heart was filled with joy. And so Sri Ram, he turns to Hanumanji, and the Lord, he says, Sunahu Suta Kripani Dhana. Sri Ram, he felt much delight to hear what Jamwant had to say. And so he embraced Hanuman and he said,
Hanuman, I had faith that you would carry out my most important task. Hanuman, I only wish that I could have seen Sita through your eyes. Hanuman, this revelation that you've entered Lanka, burnt Lanka to pieces. Hanuman, the enemy knows that we are coming. Tell me, O Hanuman, how is Sita? How is she doing, Hanuman?
Hanumanji, he listened to the words of his Lord Sri Ram. And so Lord Hanuman, he says, Prabhu, your name keeps watch day and night over her. And thoughts of you, Lord, act as a pair of closed doors. Her eyes always on her feet. And my Lord, Hanumanji says, when I was leaving, she gave me this jewel from her head. And she said to give it to you, you will know that, and you will be reminded of the episode of Jayant. Sri Ram took it and pressed it to his heart. And he knew that it belonged to Devi Sita. Maharaj Sugriv, king of the Vanars, felt pity for the Lord Sri Ram. And he didn't want to waste any time in recovering Sita Devi. So Maharaj Sugriv instantly, without instructions from Sri Ram, he began addressing his army. O Vanars!
O soldiers of the Vanar army, haste quickly! We have to journey to go and get Mother Sita. Quickly arrange yourselves, get in your groups, and without haste, we shall forward to the seashore, where we can journey from there, follow in the footsteps of Pawan Putra Hanuman, so that we can find Mother Sita. Quickly, quickly arrange yourselves, so that we can go.
And so, listening to the words of King Sugriv, the army makes preparations along with Ram, Lakshman, Jamwant, Angad, Nal, Neel, and they all prepare to march to the southern end of India at the seashore, Pacha. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai. And so, continuing his march this way, the all-merciful Lord arrived at the seashore, and the host of wild bears and monkeys began to eat fruits around them. And while they resided at the southern end of India at the seashore, we take a look at Lanka, where Ravan, king of Lanka, was seated upon his throne, again filled with great arrogance. And so, as Ravan was seated there, we've now witnessed Mandodari, the wife of Ravan, she would now enter into Ravan's court to have a discussion with her husband. Mandodari approached Ravan and she says,
My lord, avoid all strife with Hari. Take my advice to heart. It is most wholesome. Lord, if you value your own welfare, summon one of your ministers and send back with him the consort of Ram, the consort of he who envoys did such deeds that the demon wives are overtaken by such grief. Just as a frosty night spells disaster to a bed of lotuses, so Sita has come here for the ruin of your race. Listen, my lord, unless you surrender Sita, not even Shambhu and Brahma can be of any good to you. Ram's arrows are like a throng of serpents, and the demon's host, so my frogs. Give up obstinacy and do your best. Do your best to give them up.
Listening to the words of Mandodari, Ravan roared with laughter.
In truth, Mandodari, a woman is timid by nature, ill at ease even in prosperity, and weak-hearted too. If the monkeys do come, the demons will feast on them alive. The very guardians of the spheres tremble for fear of me. It is quite ridiculous that you, my wife, should be afraid.
And so Mandodari, she knew that her words were useless. She knew that Ravan's arrogance would never allow him to see further. She knew that because of his ego, because of his arrogance, he can never understand her. So Mandodari took her seat again, thinking in her mind that the demon race was now doomed. And so perceiving it to be a good time, Ravan's younger brother Vibhishan enters the scene. So Vibhishan enters and he bows his head reverently. And Vibhishan, he says to his brother Ravan,
If you ask my counsel, gracious Lord, I will see to it, brother, to the best of my ability and in your own interest. Let him who desires his own welfare and glory and joys of various kinds turn his eyes away from the face of another's life. Lust and anger and arrogance are all paths that lead to hell, my Lord. Turn away from them and adore Sri Ram. Ram is not a mere man. He is the Lord of the universe. Give up your hatred for him and pour your head to his feet, for he relieves the stress of those who seek refuge in him.
And so listening to the words of Vibhishan, Ravan flew into a rage.
These two wretches you are glorifying, Ram, Lakshman, you are glorifying the enemy, Malavan and Vibhishan. Is there no one who will rid me of them at this time?
In the heart of every king, either wisdom or arrogance is found. The Vedas and the Puranas learn wisdom and prosperity unless there is unwise judgment, lies and misfortune. In your heart there is ignorance, and you take your friends for fools and your enemies for friends. The very Sita who you are captivated by will be the reason for the destruction of the demon race. Pay heed to me, brother, and restore Sita to Ram, so that no harm shall befall on you.
Wretch, your death is imminent now. You always lived on my generosity and this is how you repay me? Is there anyone whom I have not vanquished? You live in my city, but for your love for the hermits is more than your love for me. Go, you fool, and join hands with them and preach your moral sermons.
You speak well, dear brother. You are like a father to me, but my well-being lies at the feet of Sri Ram.
Well, Joe, you go.
And so
You go.
Ravan kicks Vibhishan out of Lanka, Baja. Vibhishan, he falls to the ground. With tears in his eyes, he knew that his brother was doomed to death. And so Vibhishan, he bows to Ravan, and he journeys to Sri Ram. And so we now witness Vibhishan journeying to Sri Ram. And while he was journeying, he was thinking in his mind that I will go today and presently behold with these eyes of mine those very feet in whose wooden sandals Bharat remains absorbed in. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. When the Vanar army saw Vibhishan coming, they took him for some special messenger of Ravan, and so they approached him and detained him outside. Two messengers approached Sugriv and told Sugriv as what was happening, that it seems as though Ravan's brother is now at our door. But Hanumanji, he rejoiced to hear these words. And so Hanuman, he approached Sri Ram. And Hanumanji, he says, Prabhu, Vibhishan is a great devotee of yours. I would have met him in the city of Lanka. And so Sri Ram, he calls Sugriv. And so he instructs Sugriv to bring Vibhishan to him. And so Vibhishan, as he lays eyes upon Bhagwan Ram, he falls to the feet of the Lord and he bows. The Lord, he picks up Vibhishan, and Vibhishan, placing his hands together, Vibhishan, he says,
Lord, I am Ravan's brother, born of the demon race, born protector of gods. An impure body, as naturally addicted to sin as an owl to the night. I have come to you with a belief that you will forgive me of all my sin. Save me, O Raghunath.
And so Sri Ram, he says, Vibhishan. And Sri Ram, he says, listen, Angad, Jamwan, Hanuman. If it is that Vibhishan has come here with evil intent, then Lakshman can take care of this entire world. I am not at all afraid. And so Sri Ram, he says,
King Sugriv, Lakshman, Jamavad, Vibhishan is the brother of Ravan. Whether he be friend or foe, and he comes to me for protection, he surely will be protected. If his heart was wicked, he would not come to me. Hanuman met him in Lanka, cast out all aspersions and all doubts about him. Treat him as a friend.
And so saying, Sri Ram embraces Vibhishan. And he says, Vibhishan, you will always be protected by me. For anyone who comes to me, I shall protect them. And so the Lord, he says, Vibhishan, feel comfortable to be among us. And so the Lord, Sri Ram, he turns to the army and he says, listen.
Move on, army. The time is upon us. We are by the ocean. And we need to formulate a plan to cross this vast ocean, the journey to Lanka.
The army began discussing among themselves as to how they would be able to cross the ocean. How can they carry this large army, 100 yojans, across the sea? And while no one can come up with any answers, Vibhishan approaches the Lord. And Vibhishan, placing his hands together, he says, Prabhu,
listen, Sri Ram, though your arrow can dry up an entire ocean, I think it would be better for you to make a petition to the ocean.
You are wise, Vibhishan. Lakshman, yeah. Prepare a mat of grass for me to the puja, to the ocean god. Do it.
And so, with the army resting, Sri Ram, he makes preparations to worship the Lord of the ocean, Sagar. Sagar was indeed an ancestor of Bhagwan Ram. And so if the Lord worships the Lord of the ocean with true love and devotion, it's his intent that the Lord of the ocean will grant him passage so that he will be able to take the Vanar army and himself across the vast ocean. So we have now witnessed this scene where Lakshman spreading kush grass and preparing an altar for Sri Ram to make offerings to the Lord of the ocean. So Bhagwan Ram, he worshipped the Lord of the ocean in an effort to gain passage across the ocean.
लक्ष्मण बाण सरासन आनु सौशो बारिधि विशिख कृपासन सभय सिंधु गड़ी पद प्रभु के धमहुनाथ जब अवगुण मेरे.
And so Bhagwan Ram, he sat there for a very long time offering prayer to the Lord of the ocean. But when King Sagar would not appear before him or gift him passage across the ocean, the Lord, he appeared to be angry.
Time and time again I have offered prayers, and you have not appeared to me. Am I not worthy of your appearance? Lakshman Bhaiya, mere dhanush. Let all the birds, all the wild animals here attest to me. I draw this fiery arrow and attempt to dry you if you do not appear.
And as Sri Ram strung his bow, the sea god came out of the ocean and held on to his feet. And holding on to the feet of Bhagwan Ram, the Lord of the ocean says, "My Lord, there are two Vanar chiefs in your army by name Nal and Neel. And they would have gotten boons as children from saints and sages, that any mountain or stone they touch, it will float." And so saying, she says, "My Lord, you can use this as your advantage to build or to construct a bridge that will take you along with the entire army into the city of Lanka." And so saying, the Lord of the ocean bowed before Bhagwan Ram and returned to the ocean. And so on hearing the words of King Sagar, Bhagwan Ram addresses the army.
O Vanar army, King Sugriv, Jamavan, Nal, Neel, Angad, let us make preparations to construct a bridge to Lanka. Nal and Neel has a boon that anything they touch will float. Dear King Sugriv, instruct the army to also gather enough food and water. Lanka's Rakshasas are tricky and they can poison the food and water. Make every effort to guard the rear of this army.
And so in hearing the words of Bhagwan Ram, the army began preparations for construction of this bridge. Vacha. Began searching for material and they began construction of this bridge. Did not sink, they were not actually staying together. And seeing that they could not be bonded together, Hanumanji began writing the name Ram on every piece of stone so that it will be able to stay together. So the Vanar army continued uprooting huge rocks and mountain tops, and they carried it to the end of the seashore where Hanumanji inscribed the name of Ram on each one, and passing them over to Nal and Neel, who constructed most beautifully the bridge that led from the southern end of India into that part of Lanka. Ayodhya Ramachandra ki jai. And so Sri Ram, seeing the beautiful construction of the bridge, the Lord was filled with happiness. The Lord, he smiled and he said,
Lakshman, Aya, King Sugriv, gather a few of the sages, for before I embark, I must place an idol of my Lord here. I must place an idol of Lord Shiva here. Lakshman, prepare for Shiv Puja, Lakshman. I'll do this by you.
So Lakshman, he makes preparations for Shiv Puja, and Bhagwan Ram, he worshipped Bhagwan Shiva at that spot. It is said on that sacred spot, it is called Dravid Desh in India, existing today still. It is said in that sacred spot where Bhagwan Ram would have made a lingam out of dirt, Bhagwan Shiva himself manifested in that spot. And of the 12 Jyotirlings that exist till today in various parts of India, Rameshwar is one of them, where Bhagwan Ram himself would have worshipped Bhagwan Shiva. Ravan was in fact one of the greatest Shiva devotees. And so Sri Ram, entering the city of Lanka with intent to destroy Ravan, he seeks blessings from Lord Shiva before he enters into the city of Lanka. And so Bhagavan Shiva was very, very pleased with Bhagavan Ram, and so he blessed him. And so we will now witness Sri Ram. After the performance of Shiv Puja, he now makes preparations to take the army across into the city of Lanka.
King Sugriv, Lakshman, let us make preparations to go to Lanka. Let us not waste time. Okay.
As we now witness the Vanar army, along with Sri Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Jamvan, the entire army, they making preparations to cross the vast ocean, Baja. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. And so Sri Ram, Lakshman, Sugriv, the entire army, they arrived at the city of Lanka. Sri Ram, after crossing the bridge with the entire army, they encamped at a mountaintop known as Suvail, where they spent the night there. Iha Suvail Shaila Raghuvira उत्तर सेना सहित अति धीरा शिखर एक उतंग अति देखी परम रम्य सम सुब्रवि शेषी. And so in the morning, Sri Ram, he turns to his ministers and he says,
King Sugriv, Hanuman, Jaman, Lakshman Bhaiya, we are in Lanka. Ravan knows that we are here. Hanuman, you did the impossible. You burned Lanka. Lakshman, the might of the enemy is strong. Lakshman, King Sugriv, it is wise to send a warning to Lanka, to send a message to avoid violence.
And while this conversation was going on, Jamwant, the eldest among all the ministers, approached and he bowed at Sri Ram. And he said, "My lord, Vali's son Prince Angad is equal in strength and might to his father in every way. And I am sure, my lord, that if we should send Angad as an envoy to the city of Lanka, certainly he will prove to be useful." Sri Ram listened to the words of Jamwant and he said,
Angad, Prince of Kishkinda, I have a task for you. By all costs, we should avoid violence and bloodshed. Go to Lanka. Deliver a message to Ravan. Let him know Sri Ram and the army is here. And if he should come, surrender Sita and bow to me.
And so Angad bows to the feet of Sri Ram, and we will now witness Angad departs for the city of Lanka, Bacha. And so, mentally bowing to the feet of Sri Ram in his mind, Angad enters into Ravan's parliament as a lion, treads among mud elephants, with the feet of Sri Ram enshrined in his heart. He was thinking in his mind that my Lord Sri Ram would have honored me by giving me this important task. And the thought thrilled his body with delight. All of Ravan's ministers stood up in fear when they saw Angad arrived at the city of Lanka. And Angad, thinking of Sri Ram's might, he bowed his head in that assembly and he addressed Ravan. Ravan, looking at Angad, he says,
Dandar, who are you?
I am a messenger of Sri Ram. There is a friendship between you and my father, so it is in your best interest that I have come. O grandson of Tulas, you worship Lord Shiva and Brahma, want boons, and from them accomplish all your objectives. Now, under the influence of arrogance, you abducted Mother Sita. Listen to the advice I gave you, Ravan. The Lord shall forgive your sins. Return Mother Sita and take refuge at Lord Ram's feet.
Ravan, listen.
Oh, son of a monkey, take care of what you say. Fool, are you not aware that I am an enemy of the Devas? Tell me, young fellow, what is your name and what is your father's?
Ravan, my name is Angad. My father was the great King Bali. Do you remember him?
I do remember. You are Angad, son of Bali, the destroyer of your race, born as fire in the cluster of bamboo for the destruction of your family. You should have perished in your mother's womb. Tell me, where is Bali?
10 days from now, Ravan, you will go to Balu and clasp in your old friend's bosom. After asking him of his being, he will tell you about the kind welfare that results from hostility to Rama. Indeed, I am exterminator of my own race, Ravan. While you are Ravan, you are the preserver of yours. But even the blind, the deaf, would not say so. You have 20 eyes, ears, yet you cannot see reason, Ravan.
I put up with your insolence because I know the laws of courtesy and righteousness.
Yes, I too have heard of pity in stealing another man's wife. Why don't you drown yourself, you Ravan?
Pray tell no more, you brute monkey. Look at my arms. Only a fool would look to challenge me. Tell me, what warriors in your army will dare to fight me?
I'm capable of smashing your jaws, Ravan, but I have no orders to do so. I would smash all your 10 heads, lift up Lanka, sink it in the sea.
You fool! Where did you learn to tell such lies?
Yes, I am a liar indeed, O 20 armed, but I should tear out your tongue by the roots. If you can't hear but move my foot, your wretch Ravan will return back and I shall go and tell Sita the last word.
Seize the monkey and throw him to the ground.
And so saying, Angad laying the challenge that whoever should move his foot, he would count Sita as a lost wager. Baja, we'll see mighty champions and great warriors, one by one, they were trying to move Angad's foot. single warrior could shake the foot of Angad. So many great warriors filled with might and strength that they tried and tried. Angad's foot refused to move simply because the very Prithvi Mata on the first day of Ramlila, who was terrorized and tormented by Ravan and his kind, who wanted the destruction of Ravan and his kind, was now holding on to the foot of Angad. So how could any warrior shake his foot? Everyone saw Angad's strength and they became frightful. When Ravan saw that his demons were losing heart, Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. All the demons became scared upon seeing the might and power of Angad. And when Ravan saw his demons losing heart, Ravan himself came down. And so Ravan decided to move Angad's foot. And as he bends down, Angad moves his foot. And he says, "Fool, do not look, do not hold on to my foot. Rather so you should go and hold on to the feet of Bhagwan Ram. I've signaled my warning to you, O Ravan, and now I must leave you to meet your fate." And so Angad, he journeys back to Sri Ram, Bhaja. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. And so Angad, he returns at the feet of Bhagwan Ram. And Sri Ram, he says,
Angad, what news of Ravan?
Lord Ram, there were no 4 crowns, but the 4 virtues of a king. The 10-headed Ravan has no religion, Lord Ram. That is why these virtues have left him and sought refuge with you.
and so Sri Ram, realizing in his mind that there must be war, Sri Ram prepares the army to send them to face the first day of battle. Meanwhile, Ravan prepares his army with his son Meghnad leading the army on one side and Lakshman leading the army at the other end. We will witness the first battle that takes place between Sri Ram's army, the Vanars, and the demons of Lanka, Bhaja. And so both armies, the Vanars and the demons, engaged in battle. When Lakshman saw the power of the demons and the power of Meghnath, Lakshman faces Meghnath in battle. And when Meghnath saw that he would surely die at the hands of Lakshman, looked on at the battle between Meghnad and Lakshman. And so Meghnad knew to himself that he was no match for Lakshman. And when he knew that he would surely die at the hands of Lakshman, he threw a javelin which was notorious for killing warriors, and it struck Lakshman. And Lakshman will fall to the ground. Using his mystical powers, Meghnad disappears from the battlefield. Again and again he would appear, using his magical powers to delude Lakshman. Lakshman not being able to tell his direction or to understand where the arrow would be coming from. And so Meghnad fired that most powerful missile that struck Lakshman. He, who's the entire supporter of the universe, embodying himself in human form, Seshna, was now taken down by the very powerful missile of Meghnad. And seeing Meghnad to the ground, many warriors, many Rakshasas equal to the strength of Meghnad trying to lift Lakshman, Bhaja. They tried to carry the body of Lakshman to Lanka, but none could have lifted Lakshman. For who could lift Seshna, the 1,000-headed serpent which supports this universe? Hanumanji, seeing what was happening, Hanumanji enters the scene and he destroys the demons and he carries away Sri Ram, he carries away Lakshman to Sri Ram. And while this is happening, the army was now returning to Sri Ram. The army was now returning after the end of day one battle. Ayodhya Pati Rama Chandra Ki Jai. Meanwhile, the army was returning and Sri Ram was not seeing Lakshman returning.
Jawan, El, Neil, Angad, you all have fierce battle today. Lakshman, where is Lakshman? Vibhishan, has Lakshman returned? King Sugriv, Lakshman, where is Lakshman?
And so while Sri Ram was worried, Hanuman returns with Lakshman.
Lakshman, भैया
So Hanumanji relates to Sri Ram that his brother Lakshmana was shot midnight on the battlefield and he is now unconscious. Meanwhile, Sri Ram is filled with great sadness to see the condition of his brother. Will the driver of PAX 6768 please attend to your vehicle? PAX 6768, please attend to your vehicle. Mr. Sri Ram was filled with great sorrow upon seeing his brother. Jamwant approaches the Lord. And Jamwant, he says, my Lord, Sushil the physician lives in Lanka, but someone needs to go to Lanka. And so the Lord, he calls him Hanumanji.
Lakshmana is injured here. Bring Dr. Sushil from Lanka at once.
And so bowing to Sri Ram, Hanumanji, he journeys to the city of Lanka, Bacha, in an effort to find Dr. Sushil. And so Shiv bows his head to the feet of Sri Ram.
O Sushil, mere bhai Lakshman lies here lifeless. A doctor's duty is to heal. Please, help my brother.
Oh Prabhu, this is not anything like it's a very serious problem we have here. There's one cure, it is not this wound that we have here. It is one place. If thou says you pervert there, you will find that medicinal herb as the most jivani herb. If anyone can go and get that before the sunrise, that's when will be restored to life. Please. The time is very of an essence right now.
Hanuman, Dr. Sushil requires a Jivani to revive Lakshman. Journey to that mountain, Hanuman. Time is against us. Lakshman's life rests in your hands, Hanuman.
And so listening to the words of Bhagwan Ram, Hanumanji, bowing his head to the feet of Shri Ram, he journeys to Aushadhi Parvat. And on his way, Hanumanji, Bhavanasutta Hanuman, he journeys with the speed of the wind to Aushadhi Parvat. But while he is journeying there, Ravan heard that Hanuman was now going for the medication to restore health to Lakshman. And so Ravan sent Kalnemi, a Rakshas, who disguised himself as a sage, and he sat there performing Havan. Boliye Syapati Ramachandra ki jai. Kalnemi sat there. Although he was a demon, he disguised and he kept on chanting Ram, Ram. When Hanumanji heard this, he approached Kalnemi and he said, "Hey Reverend Guru, O sage, I am blessed to hear the name Ram coming from your lips." And so Kalnemi, he says, "Shri Ram will surely win the battle and Ravan will lose. But for me to tell you the rest, O Hanuman, you should go to that lake and have a bath. Refresh yourself. You seem to be extremely tired. Return to me and I will explain the whole Ram Katha to you." And Hanumanji, he journeys to that lake where Kalnemi would have asked him to go to have a bath and to refresh himself. As Hanumanji enters into this lake, assumed the form of a woman, and she approached Hanumanji and she says,
"The sight of you, O monkey, has cleansed me of my sins. And friend, the sage's curse has come to an end. This monkey is no hermit, but a dreadful demon. Doubt not the truth of my words."
And so, informing Hanumanji of Kalnemi's trickery, she departed for the heavens as Hanuman journeys back to Kalnemi Baja. Single blow, Hanumanji, he destroys Kalnemi. And so chanting Jai Shri Ram, Hanumanji resumes his journey to Aushadhi Parvat. Hanumanji arrived there, but he could not make out which one was the herb. He tried very hard, but he could not find the herb he was looking for. Hanumanji decided to waste no time. He uprooted the entire mountain and began his journey back to Sri Ram Baja. Hanumanji was passing over Ayodhya, and Bharat, seeing the huge shadow flying across the sky, presuming it to be a demon, he shot him with a headless arrow, and Hanuman falls to the ground. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki Jai! Hanuman falls to the ground crying, Ram, Ram. When Bharat heard these words, he rushed quickly to Ravana, and he tried many ways to revive him, but Hanuman would not come to consciousness. Ram, 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 Ram. Bharat, he says, who are you? And why have you repeated that name? Hanumanji, he regains his consciousness and he says that I am the servant of Lord Ram and my name is Hanuman. And so Hanumanji related all what had happened to Bharat. He said to him that Sri Ram, Devi Sita has been abducted by Ravan and she's been kept in the city of Lanka. We have bridged the ocean, we have gone there to try to retrieve her. And Lakshman was shot by an arrow, and I'm carrying this mountain because it carries a plant, a herb, that will restore health to Lakshman. Bharat felt sad upon hearing the words of Hanumanji. A thrill of joy ran through Bharat's body to hear of his brother Ram, but tears ran through his eyes listening to the news of Lakshman. And so Bharat, he embraced Hanumanji, and he says, Hanuman, let me place you on my arrow, and I shall send you off with speed, and you shall arrive there in no time. Hanumanji, he smiles and he says, Bharat, by simply chanting my Lord's name, any task becomes simple. And so saying, Hanumanji takes leave from Bharat as he returns to Sri Ram. Baja. Ayodhya Pati Ramachandra ki jai. Meanwhile, Sri Ram sees that it is getting late and Hanuman has not yet returned.
Bhaiya, you could never see me in any pain and suffering, Bhaiya. Lakshman, when we went to Janapur, you stood up and defended the rebel race, Lakshman, Bhaiya. Had I known this would have happened to you, Lakshman, I'd have left you in Ayodhya, Lakshman. Lakshman, how can I explain to the mothers what has happened to you, Bhaiya? Lakshman, this pure devotion and love you have, Lakshman. Bhaiya, jago na Bhaiya. Bhaiya, jago na Bhaiya. Lakshman, Bhaiya, arise, Lakshman. Bhaiya.
And just then Hanumanji arrives with the mountain.
Lakshman, if you die on this battlefield, Lakshman, I will forget about Sita, Lakshman. Ram will be no more, Bhaiya.
So meanwhile, Dr. Sushil applied the medication. And so Lakshman was revived.